In this video, I am going to discuss about Kuznets inverted U hypothesis, or simply called the Kuznets curve.
What is a Kuznets curve? Kuznets curve is an inverted U-shaped curve reflecting the relationship between a country's income per capita and its equality of income distribution as measured by the Gini coefficient. The term Kuznets curve was named after Simon Kuznets, who first found the pattern when he studied the cases of some selected economies in the world. As shown in the figure, income per capita is placed on the horizontal axis, while the measure of income equality distribution, which is the Gini coefficient, is placed on the vertical axis. Gini coefficient is an aggregate measure of income inequality with a value ranging from 0 to 1. A value of 0 means there is perfect equality, and a value of 1 means there is perfect inequality. This means that the higher the value of the coefficient, the higher the inequality of income distribution, and the lower it is, the more equal the distribution of income. Kuznets' hypothesis states that economic growth initially leads to greater inequality, followed later by the reduction of inequality as the economy continued to expand. The hypothesis describes the shape of the Kuznets curve. It tells us that at low levels of income per capita, let's say at 500 pesos, inequality is low also, or there is relatively equal distribution of income. As the economy develops, inequality increases until a point is reached, then the level of inequality starts to decline as income per capita continues to rise. Simon Kuznets suggested that in the early stages of economic growth, where the economy is expanding, the distribution of income will tend to worsen. As the economy continues to grow with the investment opportunities available, inequality starts to decline.
One application of the Kuznets curve is the environmental Kuznets curve. The environmental Kuznets curve, or AKC, follows the same basic pattern as the original Kuznets curve. It is a graph reflecting the concept that pollution and other environmental degradation first rises and then falls with increases in income per capita. There is evidence that this holds for some pollutants such as sulfur dioxide and particulate matter in the air, but not for others such as emissions of greenhouse gases. The curve describes that the level of environmental degradation as measured by the level of pollutants continue to rise as an economy industrializes until a turning point is reached. This level of pollutants then begin to decline as the economy develops continually because of new technology that improves the environment, as shown by the declining portion of the curve. Furthermore, the level of pollution as the country gets richer starts to decline because the environment becomes a normal good, and the government starts spending money to clean up the environment. The EKC hypothesis dictates that without changes to the structure of the economy or available technology, pollution grows proportional with economic activity. However, at some higher income level, further growth starts to raise both the amount for improvement in environmental quality and investment opportunities.
However, the AK curve remains debatable. There is an ongoing debate about the validity of its idea. The following are the criticisms of the AK curve. Number 1, countries with the highest GDP have highest levels of carbon dioxide emission. Contrary to the idea of the AK curve that as the economy develops, pollution starts to decline. Countries like the United States has carbon dioxide emissions of around 18 tons per capita, while the Philippines by comparison has 0.87 tons of carbon dioxide per capita in 2016. Number 2, there is global pollution. Pollution can be exported. For instance, if United Kingdom diverts its economic activities on services sectors but imports manufactured goods such as cars or electronics from the other countries, those exporting countries emit more carbon dioxide from the production. Thus, pollution in UK may be reduced, but countries who export those manufactured goods may have higher levels of environmental degradation. In effect, UK is exporting the pollution by producing less on manufactured goods at the expense of those exporting countries because they are importing environmental degradation. The third criticism is that pollution is not only a function of income. Population can also affect the level of pollution. A more populated country can emit more pollution. These are among the shortcomings listed that invalidates the ideas presented in the environmental Kuznets curve. I hope you learned something today.